Alright, let's do this. Hello there, my name is Aaron and I'm a non-professional scratch builder who likes to make stuff out of old toys and everyday junk. Today I'm going to make an interstellar spaceship, so let's start scratching that build. A pair of battery operated tea lights, and that operated tea light is kind of, see it flickering? Yeah, flickering just like the light inside my younger self at the high school disco when I wanted to kiss my school crush only to have the light turned out permanently because she fancied someone else. Wow, this video got dark very quickly. Let's stay on track, shall we? Those tea lights strangely fit into two bottle lids, which I call a result. So, using foam board, I'm going to cut out two circles that will, with a little persuasion, fit nicely into the lids. Hot glue to taste and add a little magnet and leave to simmer. Why are you adding magnets, I don't hear you ask? Well, thank you viewer 129 for the question. I'm adding magnets so when I get around to the painting stage I can detach the tea lights so paint doesn't get gunked into the switch. And I should really get out much more because I'm making imaginary friends now that I'm actually talking to. These are pods that you can apparently connect each other to. They have various characters in them, you know, DC, Marvel, that sort of stuff. I picked the cheapest and bought two. With the figure detached and faceplant in the bottom of my recycling bin, I show my true IQ intelligence by struggling to connect these bloody pods together. This next bit is going to have to be quick because it looks like I'm making something rather rude. Hello Vicar, more tea. Just to let you know, the grey tubes are from Kinnex, I bought from a charity store, and the bottle is from the bathroom that I just tipped out the contents and wanted to use it, but then don't use it. Such is life. Move on quickly. This is netting you put over your door as a screen to stop flies and insects getting in. I cut out a neat square from the bottom of the netting because flies only fly at head height. So what I'm going to do, I'll trace the pods and cut out a piece and put it into the pod. After a lot of strong language and minor adjustments, I finally get the netting stuck down inside the pod. I had to leave the holograph bit in because that was welded on. I just could not get that stuff out. Anyway, not to worry, it's all going to get painted eventually. So there goes the netting with the hot glue. Not the best choice to use, but it's down and I can cover up all the sins very shortly. This railway line has been haunting my life for the last 8 months, so now I finally found something I can use the bloody thing on. Some cute little yogurt bottles are cut down to look like engine exhausts and stuck down into the pods. You know, I don't know why I just threw that other piece away because I'm going to be using that shortly, but for now these are them and they are stuck into there. Looks quite cool actually. I'm quite proud of that. And to finish it off, I added some greeblies that I have no idea where they came from, but god damn it, they look cool as engines. Oh dear, back to this bit. Kinnex pieces I bought from the Goodwill, or for my British viewers, a charity shop. I'm just working out how to attach them without it looking rude, or is that just me? In a moment I'll break out a ruler to try and fool the viewers that I know how to use one and proceed to use some plastic card offcuts to bulk out the back and ignore all the measurements I just took. So I cut out the bit where I just stuck some plastic card down to make the pods level at the back, and turn my attention to the Kinnex piece. So using some BBQ sticks I cut them down to fill those gaps. Then mount a piece of plasticard either end of the Kinnex. Like your typical Gen Zer, I lose interest in the Kinnex and move back to the pods. Those clear things in my hands are Christmas baubles that you can open up and put little presents in, but we're not doing that. We're going to use one half and we're going to put them on top of the discarded bottles that I threw away at the start but said I was going to use them, so there we are. Jumping back to the Kinnex, because I've now worked out what to do with it, I start sticking random sized cardstock cut-offs onto it. I covered enough of the Kinnex to still leave some of the pipes exposed, and then greebled it up using some tank parts. Like I said, I'll use magnets to attach the Kinnex to the pod, and I'm just marking out and working out where to put the magnets. That's kind of boring because we all know how to stick magnets to plastic, so we'll move on. Back to the pods, I slowly realised that I may have edited this out of order, but what the hell, most of my non-subscribers will just zap through all this, which is shameful because they will miss the code word, which is iced tea. And that code word, if you're new here, means if you want to leave a comment, put that before your comment so I know you got here before skipping. Simple as that. Now, before I glue the bottles down, I need to greebly them up with some old cardstock scraps. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, you've seen me do this 1,000 times before and it's quite effective. I just cut up little scraps of cardstock and just stick them on to make them look like panels. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to put the Kinnex bit in first, and yes, again, it kind of looks naughty. Morty Vicar, so sorry about this. And then the engines, and what I'm going to do now is just mark out the areas where I will be able to put bits of greeblies once I've glued the engines down. The sides of the pods look dull like dishwater, so I'm using some pieces of plasticard cut down into panels and just sticking them on. This, my dear viewers, is a rare plastic drinking straw. I'm not sure if your country has banished plastic straws yet, but I'm pretty sure most of Europe has by now. What we have to drink through now is paper straws that seem to turn to mush halfway down your drink, which is very unpleasant. Anyhow, this straw has that concertina thing, that little bit in the middle that sort of goes up and down, and anyway, I need that so I can shape it into a pipe. I found this random clear disc which is getting a second life as the front of my spaceship, and oh yeah, I didn't tell you, but I changed my mind and I'm using a gum container as the front bit of my spaceship now. For the front spaceship, I'm just gonna throw a lot of tank parts at it until it surrenders and accepts the fact that it's not a gum container anymore and that it's part of the Terrain by Aaron spaceship universe. Oh yeah, remember those tea lights we last saw 8 minutes and 17 seconds ago? I've decided I'm going to stick them to the front spaceship. I know, ingenious. So what I'm going to do now is just leave a little montage of me building up the front spaceship with lots of greeblies and Lady Luck riding shotgun, I guess, because yeah, for a brief moment I didn't think I was able to make something like this, but yeah, I think it turned out alright in the end. To make the tea lights look less like tea lights, I cut up some cardstock and pretended they were heat panels or something. More random greeblies being stuck onto the spaceship. I know it just looks like I'm adding random bits to plastic, and you would be correct, but once painted, and if you stand on your head and squint through one eye, it will 50% of the time look 100% like a spaceship. And if you followed all that, then I'm a prince and I have money trapped in a bank that I need you to pay for, and I'll make you very rich. Okay, boys and girls, the Frankenstein spaceship is complete and we're ready to go to the painting stage. What I'm just going to do is check that the tea lights actually work with the magnets, and yes they do. Oh yeah, so there we go. So yeah, on to the painting. Unlike football, this painting is in 3 halves. I'm going to do the Kinnex tube first, so I'm just going to pour some grey into the airbrush, check that I've actually remembered to clean it, and it has a charge. Well, that's the first, because sometimes it doesn't. And there we go, here we go, there's the grey going down. So once that grey had dried, I then went back over it in patches with a darker grey to try and give it sort of that two-tone sort of Star Wars spaceship sort of look, and I do believe it turned out how I wanted it to, which is kind of a first. At the priming stage, I somehow forgot to paint these thrusters, or juice lids as what they were intended for, so I'm just going to go over them with some black. For the actual ship, I was really undecided on what colour I wanted it to be, so I sprayed over it black and then changed my mind again. Now for the back bit, I knew I wanted it grey, but what I'd done that I didn't film was I used some drawing gum, which is like a latex that I just dabbed around everywhere to try and get some chipping effects. When all the paint was dry, I could try and rub the latex off to reveal the black underneath, which would give it the chipping effects, because that's what I want to try and develop, because I really like that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to spray all this grey and then I'll show you the chipping effect bit. While the other pieces were drying, I decided to use a dark yellow on the front of the spaceship, and didn't really like how it had come out, so I'm going to paint over it. So once the yellow had dried, I then just repainted it grey, but used a little bit of masking tape just so I could have some of the yellow popping through, because I thought, well, you know, I've wasted all that paint, I might as well have some yellow showing. So there's the Go Faster stripes, as I like to call them. Now I started using the pokey tool to try and get the drawing gum off, but then quickly disregarded that and just used my fingers, because it was easier to pull all this stuff off with my thumb and finger than it was with the pointy tool. As you can guess, it took rather a long time for me to get all the chipping off all the spaceships, but on this bit, look, I'm just using my thumb and it's coming away and leaving some chipping, which I'm really proud of, because I quite like how this chipping worked on this spaceship. So yeah, so there's the chipping. To add another layer of chipping, I used one of the other half's makeup sponges or whatever. I don't know, it could have been from the toilet, I don't know. But I just dabbed some black on it and then just went around and just daintily did little, oh, that went out of focus then, did daintily little dabs here and there, not overkill, just enough just so you could actually see it, but you might not see it in the glamour shots. Oh, and speaking of glamour shots, they're coming next, so I'll just leave you with a little montage of what I did, and all that's left for me to say is thanks very much for stopping by. I appreciate all your support. Keep liking, subscribing, and leave a comment. Don't forget the code word. I'm not going to say what it was because I've already said it further down in the video, and until next time, keep scratching that build, everybody. Thanks for watching. Oh wait, you want to know more? Okay, so what I did was I used some brown wash just to bring some of the darkness up into from the grey, and then pulled off the drawing gum from the lights on the tea lights. So that's what I'm struggling with right there. And then what I did was I just went around with some black and just tried to give it some blaster burns over the front of the spaceship, and that's it. Glamour shots are next. So like I said, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that YouTuber stuff. I thank you very much for all the subscribers that have recently subscribed, and until next time, keep scratching that build. Glamour shots are next.